I'm Karen Salmon, CEO of Force Technologies, and with me today on the Force Tech Talk is Eder who's our quality engineer. Now, this is the month that we are beginning our 40 years in business, and we've had some changes along the way. So if you remember in our last podcast, Ed and I discussed Force's journey, and we started our journey to continuous improvement. So today we're here to update you on what's been happening over the last 6 months. I must say, I don't think my baby is as ugly today as it was when Eder joined the company 6 months ago. So we're just going to talk about our continuous improvement journey, aren't we?
Yeah, I think it is an amazing opportunity. What I found on the last time we record this podcast was that we kind of force our colleagues to listen to it.
We did.
So it is a kind of internal way to train our person as well. So it's why I found it an amazing opportunity to talk about the 8 wastes and how we using lean thinking to improve our flow, improve how we perform every day, our efficiency.
So let's go through the 8 wastes and let's quickly tell our viewers and our customers what we've been up to.
Yeah. So I think let's start from transportation. Transportation is still our biggest challenge. It's an ongoing challenge where we we still need to work on our coordination between ourselves and our suppliers, especially because there is a lot of movement in between one subcontractor and the other, and we need to work on how we think it properly, plan it properly, so we save time and on transportation. Or if we can avoid the transportation at all, would be even better.
I think the reason for that is in the past we've always, not that we don't trust our subcontractors, but we've always thought that everything has to come back here at each stage so that we can inspect it and make sure it is done to our high standards before we move it on to the next thing. Maybe we don't need to do that so much, but that's certainly been why we did it.
Yeah. I think as we go through these 8 ways, the most important question we should ask ourselves every day, not only today, but every day, is why? Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Is there a better way to do things? And challenge ourselves on finding the better way, because there is always a better way to do things.
Good.
And never be happy with the current status, but try to improve every day. Continuous improvement, that's the key word for us.
It's key word.
So the next bit I would love to cover, the next type of waste, or what we call lean waste, is the inventory type of waste. We already identified that we have excessive work in progress as individuals, myself or different colleague. We might find that we have too many work in progress going on at the same time, and it's really hard to prioritize.
Yeah.
So we are working, we are trying to improve, we're trying to learn how to prioritize, and the ideal way would be one-piece flow. We start a job, we finish the job. It's really hard to do that, but let's learn together how to do it. And once we finish that job, then we start the next one, not having multiple works going on at the same time, because it makes it really hard to complete things. And then we have, in the end of the day, it causes another type of waste, as we're going to discuss further on our conversation.
Okay.
The next is motion. Next type of waste is motion.
Everybody says we should do more steps, so Eder. I mean, the world says do more steps, do more steps. You're saying do less steps now.
When you think about efficiency, yes. I always think about how I prepare my coffee in the morning. We have a quite big kitchen, and it's very likely before I started thinking on lean thinking, the way that lean thinkers think, I would not notice that. But our kitchen is huge, and my cups were on one side, coffee and sugar were on the other side, kettle was in the middle of the kitchen. And it would spend like 2-3 minutes every day preparing my coffee, just because I didn't notice that. What I asked my wife was having everything, at least my favorite cup in there, my coffee, everything go together, where I get in the morning, I just put my coffee, prepare it, and instead of 2-3 minutes, I'm saving almost of this time in 30 seconds. And now all this motion is saved, and I can use that time for another important things of my life.
Yeah.
And if you count every day wasting 3 minutes of your life doing coffee, that when you add it to the end of your life, you wasted months of your life.
That's quite a scary thought, really, isn't it?
Yes. So it's really important to think about motion. So we are renewing our internal processes. We improved our office layout quite a lot, even considering where you put the printer next to the who actually uses the printer.
Yeah.
And that I'm hoping that will save precious time. Once again, every time we must ask why we're doing that way, and try to improve when we find the answer for that.
Yep.
Waiting. It's really hard for us to make this. Sometimes I have to do, like, let's say, an internal audit.
Yeah.
But I need your input.
Yeah.
And because you're quite busy, it's really hard for me to continue doing the job because I'm waiting on your input.
I understand that. Yeah.
So, and there is a lot of things that we continuously go through. One thing that we found that is making a lot of difference, we implemented QHub. So QHub on our approvals processes, it's improving a lot, because now instead of getting a piece of paper and let's say Jack goes down from downstairs to ask Ben's approval and his signature, it's all electronically controlled.
Yeah.
So Jack sends the request for Ben's approval, which gets on his email straight away, and Ben can just approve it electronically, and Jack doesn't need to move. So we saved on transportation as well. We saved on motion as well.
I get quite a lot of emails from QHub.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. We try to improve it so you don't receive the ones that are not concerning to you. But I think QHub is making a lot of difference.
Definitely.
And there is so many potential on using QHub every day, and we're just learning. It's a lot to learn, and there's a lot more we can do with it.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
Overproduction.
We've talked about this before, haven't we? Yield losses and building too much inventory.
Yeah. So yes, in the end of the day, we actually building inventory. That was another waste we just discussed. So we need to consider how we plan for our yield losses and try to make better decisions on it.
I think we need to start looking at the patterns of the yield losses. Certain manufacturing flows, certain products have a bit higher yield loss. And although we build it in, we don't pass it on to the customer. So we end up with, if we're building 100, we'll build 120, where maybe we probably only need to build 110. So that's certainly an exercise we need to do in the next 6 months.
Because in the end of the day, you're keeping parts in here that might never be used. And it's money that we could be using on different parts of the business. Overprocessing. So the overprocessing and overproducing is quite confusing. Sometimes I still get confused as we're just learning how about to think on these 8 ways. But one thing that I noticed in here is we do work sometimes that it's almost redundant. Kind of job cards need to be printed, so
we love to print.
We love printing, and I hate paper. So the job cards go upstairs. They need to be printed. They go upstairs requiring a signature. There was the past. I think with QHub we're not having this as much. Then once they are printed, signed off, they would be scanned, then saved on our network. With QHub, that disappeared because request for signature is electronic. Somebody's gonna electronically sign and it saves on the right place on the network.
I know when we put in the new Sage Manufacturing last year, 18 months ago, I know one of the key things I liked about it was we could attach documents to the sales orders on Sage as well, so that it would go with the works orders and the build orders, which has actually saved us quite a lot of time as well. So we've got the two now.
So I'll bring a quote. You know I like quotes. Mr. Taiichi Ono from Toyota, one of the heads of lean thinking and Toyota manufacturing, he said that if we have technology that can help us and we're not using it, it's another type of waste. We're wasting for not using technology. We have QHub there, we have Sage, and there are places that we could keep documentation and save time on it. So save space, inventory. So it's very important to consider that.
I think we're kind of running out of time now with the clients, but I think we're going to put this presentation on our website, are we?
Okay.
On our blog.
So we can go through
the defects as well. Yeah,
especially skills.
Yeah. So obviously next time we'll be talking about what we've done over the last 6 months. I know you and I have got some courses that we're going to be going on, which is quite interesting, and sorting out some of these other areas, defects you mentioned. But yes, it's an exciting journey.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I'm happy to be part of these challenges.
Hopefully our customers are actually noticing the difference. Definitely our staff are, so that's great. So continue the good work, Eder. Thanks very much, and thank you for listening.
Thank you.